Well, Jack, sometimes in boxing, the smallest of margins can make the biggest difference in the result. But last time out against Josh O'Brien, after 5, really exciting rounds, the judges couldn't split you. Ended up as a draw. And on November the 19th, you're back at the K2 Arena this time in Crawley, West Sussex, and you're going to be doing it all over again facing Josh. So, I think let's start back at obviously the 17th of September, the fight itself. I know you've watched it back, and I know you've sort of you've analysed the fight, but talk me through after watching it again how you felt the fight went.
I think it went well. I enjoyed it. I think I underestimated Josh a little bit, to be fair to him. He was strong. He came alive in the latter rounds. I think he came more to life as I dipped out a little bit. So that's something obviously I've been working on. I'm just looking forward to doing it again, really. Run it back and have another play.
Yeah, you started strong. Watching the fight from ringside, you seem to be sort of taking control of the action in the first couple of rounds. But like you say, as the action kind of progressed, Josh O'Brien seemed to come on stronger. Started putting his combinations together, and at the close of the sort of round number 5, I know, speaking to a few people at ringside and my own opinion, I thought this is going to be a really hard fight to score and a really tough call. And like I say, I can't remember the last time I witnessed a draw where the two fighters couldn't be split, especially in a title fight over 5 rounds. So reflecting back on it, I mean, fair result?
I think it's a fair result. I think. Yeah, I mean, it's a fair result because obviously that's the result and that's what we're stuck with and that's what it is, and it allows us to do it again. I think I slightly edged it. He probably thinks he slightly edged it. I think that's just natural. Obviously, I've watched it back. Both of the commentators on the footage said that I won it, but he did finish stronger. And I think in the fight game, especially, I think if somebody finishes stronger, that usually gives them a bit more leeway for a better decision. Maybe, I don't know. I certainly started stronger and he finished stronger, so as simple as that, really. I'm just looking forward to doing it again with him, and
You said that O'Brien surprised you. What was it about O'Brien that unexpected in that fight?
Obviously, I hadn't seen a lot of previous stuff of his, only just that one from the league. Which he did look decent in, to be fair. He was fitter than I thought he was going to be. He could take a dig. There's a few times that I caught him clean and snapped his head back, and he just come back straight into it. Fair play to him for that. And so, but that's what makes it an exciting fight, to do it again. Excuse me. Because we can both give it and we can both take it. So that's what makes it a good fight, I think.
I mean, a rematch, we've seen it throughout the years in boxing. There's been some epic sort of first encounters, and then the second fight, it can sometimes be a little bit more cagey, a little bit more cautious, because you both know the man in front of you now. You've sort of shared the ring for 5 rounds. It was on as even at the end of it, and sometimes when you come into a rematch, you sort of, because you know a bit more, you're expecting certain things to happen, and you're sort of, and sometimes, like I say, it can be a little bit more cagey as a fight. But you've watched the fight back, like you say. Going into this fight, has it made you change the way that you're kind of approaching it in terms of game plan, in terms of what you think you need to do to win?
Not really. I think the only thing that I honestly think, if my fitness didn't let me down towards the end, then it would have been mine all day long. And to be honest with you, I think that's the only, without giving too much away, that's the only thing I'm really going to concentrate on, is just being fitter. As you know yourself, in boxing you can never be fit enough. There's always you can be against the best technical boxer in the world, but if you're fitter than them, you're going to beat them, aren't you? It's fitness for me, and I think that's all there is to it, really.
You talked about sort of the exchanges between yourself and O'Brien. You talked about both of you were landing good shots. What was his power like in that fight?
What to be expected at our weight, I think. I don't think it's anything to necessarily worry too much about. But by the same token, if I dropped my guard and he caught me clean on the chin, that might be a different ball game altogether. You can't say, can you? I don't know. He's certainly not the most powerful person I've been in with, but he's certainly not the weakest. He's strong, but his power doesn't faze me. I think he was just fitter. Yeah.
So obviously you're going to be tailoring your training. I mean, like you say, you're not going to be changing an awful lot in your training, but you kind of sort of highlighted the fact that you think you're going to have to be a little bit fitter so you don't fade down the stretch. But
yeah, I think I didn't help myself where I wasn't sitting between breaks. I wasn't even in my corner in the first 2 rounds. I was in the middle of the ring waiting. I got caught up in the moment. So I'll take a bit of time back this time, sit, listen to my corner. And just I think just take a bit more time between the rounds to actually catch my breath. And because the thing is, I felt fine up until the end of the third, and then it started dropping off a little bit. And then in the 5th round, it was hard work.
Yeah.
And I do think a lot of that was because I didn't take the weight off between the rounds and give myself a bit of a break.
Yeah. When you were going back to your corner in the fight and you were sort of in between the rounds, what was the kind of general consensus from your corner team? What were they sort of saying?
Well, the first 2 rounds I didn't sit in my corner. I just stood in the middle of the ring. And then the third, I think it was the 3rd or the 4th, my coach forced me to sit down. And to be honest with you, I don't know. I can't remember. To be honest with you, as you get so caught up in it, don't you? I just remember him saying, "Stop standing up and sit down and take a break." And that's the only thing I can really remember from it.
I mean, it's an intriguing fight. Like I say, you very, very rarely get draws in the competition.
Yeah.
Normally there's a sort of, like I say, a winner or a loser, and sometimes they can be just from the smallest of margins.
Yeah.
But for you to kind of stamp your authority on this rematch, for you to make it, leave no doubt in the judges' minds that it's going to be your hand raised. How do you need to perform in this fight?
I think just be a bit busier and I think if I'm comfortable in my own ability with my fitness, especially, then there will be nothing to hold me back. I mean, it's just maybe a slightly higher work rate. I don't know. It's difficult to say because everything that I always tell myself once I'm in the ring, it's all gone out the window anyway, and you're in fight mode, aren't you? You're tunnel vision, and it's me and him, and what happens at the end of the day. Give an honest answer.
Of course, yeah. Like you say, you can never predict, and sort of there's the physical side of it, but also there's the mental side because like you say, Josh now.
Yeah.
You spent 5 rounds with him, very competitive rounds, so that's going to have an impact on how everything sort of plays out, I think. So. Yeah. Again, the last time out, it was a fantastic fight to watch from ringside, and I think equally this time out,
it's going to be better.
It's going to be even better because I think you both know, you've tasted how close you came to being crowned national champion. Yeah. So I think that little extra incentive now.
But he's going to be doing the same, isn't he? So it's going to be it's going to make for a better fight.
Of course. Well, I mean, as we wrap it up, I mean, sort of final thoughts because. Like I say, I know you're already deep in fight camp. You're coming in off the back of the last fight, so you didn't really have any time to sort of any downtime. So you're already coming into this fight camp fit, almost sort of fight fit. So, final words as you head towards this one.
Just wait and see what happens. I think we'll just go and have a laugh and see what happens, and hopefully finally bring that belt home, and then go on to the next. And take it from there, I think.
Well, like I say, last time out at the Epsom Downs racecourse, it was a fantastic fight to watch. Not only as a sort of as a promoter, but as a sort of as a spectator and a boxing fan, it was a great contest. And I know, I'm sure this one is going to be equally as good, if not better. So, as I say, it happens Saturday, 19th of November at the K2 Arena in Crawley, West Sussex. Jack Dowling, he will be facing Josh O'Brien for the chance to claim the national light cruiserweight title.